Today I'm going to talk about why we decided to change our rat food. We had previously looked at rat rations and the food is very reasonably priced, but at the time, a few years ago, Rat Rations was using a different courier which put a surcharge on for the Isle of Wight, and the delivery for the quantities that we needed was going to be quite expensive. So we left it. And also because a lot of our rats are older rescue rats, many of them at the end of their life, and providing their diet was a suitable diet, we felt it was unfair to stress them out too much by changing their diet right for their last few months of their life. So what we would do is, providing the diet was a rat food, we would keep them on the food they were used to and gradually give them some of our nuggets and muesli mix that we made up ourselves. And also always supplementing dry food with organic fruit and vegetables that's been peeled and washed and cores removed. Any organic fruit and vegetable that was on the safe list for rats. And we always give a tiny bit of fruit and vegetable every day rather than large amounts once or twice a week. It's always better for your rat's digestion to have even amounts of food rather than large quantities suddenly of a new food. Always test new foods slowly, gradually introduce them just in case they upset your rat's stomach. So anyway, we know that with our other rats, their health problems were caused by genetic problems, and they'd also had a bad start in life because they'd been weaned onto Regirat at 2 weeks old. They were fed strips of processed ham, salty biscuits, cheesy biscuits. They had a really unhealthy diet. They rarely saw fruit and vegetables. So they had a bad start. We had to give them vitamins and supplement them with lactol when they were babies. But we did our best for them. They always loved a bit of Regirat. They really didn't like other foods to start with. So we had a hard job getting them onto our own mix. But we still always gave them a tiny sprinkle of the food they loved. But you see, we now have baby rats that are healthy. And they have a history of good health. And we want to maintain that health, and so we don't have huge numbers of rats. And another major thing is that Rat Rations, which is also, by the way, you'll notice on the label, Morley Avery's, they have changed their courier to DPD. Now, DPD is a brilliant courier, the best one we have on the island, and also not only are their charges better, but they give you a 1-hour delivery slot. So we are very happy to be trying Rat Rations. Now, the people at Rat Rations are absolutely wonderful. I hate companies where you can't get to talk to a person when you have a query. And I had lots of queries, and I've spoken to John and to Ivan extensively. They're lovely people. It's a family-run firm, and they have really, really helped me so much. And I apologise for taking up so much of your time, but it's been so nice to be able to actually get the information that I needed and not be left wondering if I was ordering the right foods. So, and of course, Rat Rations don't just do foods, they do bedding and toys and all sorts of things, and I'm going to do a separate video on the bedding. So here we have the food that we decided to get for the babies for rapid growth period, and this is the number 9 complete mixture without garlic for mums and babies. We decided not to get the garlic because I'm really not so keen on the smell of it, and that has all sorts of wonderful bits in it. I was a little bit phased when we got it. Here's a bowl of the mix. Let's move our little ratty there, because it had lots of like bug things, insect things, and of course it's got the mealworms and the little shrimps. Really good protein for your rats. And I'm a little bit, I don't like those dead things. I'm sure everyone at Rat Rations is laughing at me, but I've come to terms with it. It's good for my rats. They're going to have it and they love it. And another thing that people have asked me is, how do you prevent selective eating? Well, it's quite simple. You measure your amount, roughly 20 grams per rat, into the bowl, and you put the bowl in the cage, and you don't top it up until the food has almost gone. But never let your rats go hungry, especially during rapid growth period. Now, they will hide some food in their bedding, but I do like to make sure there's food in their bowl. So, and the bowls are cleaned every day with just water, hot water, rinsed in cold water, dried, completely refreshed every day to keep everything nice and clean. The same as my water bottles, which I'll talk about in another video. Now it's very important when you do have these dried mixtures that you give some vitamins. Now there are some vitamins that have for rats and small animals, and they have lots of vitamins in that rats don't actually need. So Rat Rations have developed Daily Rat 3, and this is what I chose to get, and it's got calcium, copper and vitamin D, and it comes with a little scoop, tiny dinky little, like a doll's house scoop, and it says one of these scoops is 3 daily doses. Now it's quite easy to use. It's just sprinkle over food or stir into a wet meal such as yoghurt, fish or scrambled egg once or twice a week. Now it's nice to give your baby rats some scrambled egg. Don't add any milk or butter or anything to it, just a nice scrambled egg, and make sure it's cooked thoroughly. You don't want to risk any salmonella. So that's the way we've been administering the Daily Rat Rations. I also got some other scoops. They come in a set of different sizes, and to keep them safe I've got this lovely little purple tub truck. So that's where my scoops are sitting. Lots of nice things you're going to find at Rat Rations. I was really quite excited when I saw all the products. Now we did have for Carol a number 7 mix. We had the one without soya, and unfortunately I ordered the one with garlic, which it just made the whole room smell of garlic. But this time the one without soya was not available, so I got the number 7 with soya and no garlic. Now this is because the babies are starting to leave the rapid growth period, so we will be putting them onto this mix. I'm hoping the one without soya will come back in, because I'm on the fence a bit about soya. Having had a breast cancer myself, I've done a lot of research onto soya and tumours. Now I'm really not sure. There's so much conflicting advice. I'm trying to prevent mammary tumours in the rats, so do I give soya? Because some people say it helps prevent tumours, other people say it might increase the risk of tumours. So I'm very, very not sure what I'm doing with soya. Need to do some more research. But anyway, we will be putting the babies onto the number 7 mix when they are on their adult food. But there's lots of other lovely things, huge amount of treats and things. And I found these wonderful bran flakes which have no added sugar. So we like to give cereal for a treat for our rats when they're little, because we avoid sugar as much as we can during the first 5 months because of the link with cancers developing at a later date. So these bran flakes are great for a treat, and we do still have the reduced sugar oat Cheerios. And these bran flakes obviously extra fibre, so don't give too many of them. And we've also been told by a breeder that it's good to supplement with some pilchards or some sardines. These are just some pilchards in tomato sauce, but you can use oil. But with the oil, they nearly all come in sunflower oil. So I'm suggesting, obviously, be wary of sunflower oil. I would pat the oil off with kitchen paper and not give too much of that. So that's basically it, and just continuing with our fruit and vegetables. There was one other thing that freaks me out. Some of the packs, the baby one doesn't say it, but some of the others say store below 15 degrees centigrade. Now this is because little weevils can develop in the grains. And I think John has laughed at me about this. We had a good laugh about my little thing of not wanting little live food crawling around my cage. So how do we prevent this? And some people suggested that we freeze the food and we then take it out, the whole lot, put it into a plastic tub, and then you've killed the weevils. And I thought to myself, well, that's not right. You're going to get condensation. That's going to lead to mould. So I did the thing that's best to do, went back to Rat Rations, and we talked in length about this, and they suggested that I freeze the whole bag. The food is always made up every other day, so it's always very fresh when you get it. So if you freeze it the day you get it, and then just take out what you need on a daily basis. So that's what I'm going to do with the other food. I'm just going to keep an eye on it, because especially in the heat wave this summer, the temperature was going way above 15 degrees centigrade, and I checked the mix I had for Carol and I never saw anything, and weevils are very tiny, and even with a magnifier I didn't see anything in it. But we just want to be cautious, because I think I'd rather give food that doesn't have little weevils in it. It can't be prevented. They are in the grains. There's nothing you can do to stop them. These foods are all human grade foods, but obviously don't eat them yourself. But what we're doing for freezing is we've got a variety of these little clip lock tubs. Now the small one will take enough food for our 2 girls for a day, and the larger one would take a week's supply of food, so that will fit in the freezer with a week's supply of food, possibly more than a week. I haven't actually weighed it out. But what I'm being to be doubly cautious is I'm getting the little freezer bags. My tubs and my bags are all from Tesco, and I'm weighing out enough for a day's supply, putting it into a plastic bag, and then putting the plastic bags into the tub. So all I've got to do in the morning is just take out 1 bag of food, and I've got the right amount I need for the whole day, and I can guarantee it's nice and fresh then. So I can't recommend Rat Rations highly enough. They're absolutely wonderful, and you know, give them a go and have a look. They are so helpful, and I know they're really busy, but they never made me feel rushed. They answered all my questions. The food is very reasonably priced, and we really hope that we're going to help to maintain the health of our new baby rats. And rats they're reported to live a lot longer when they're fed on Rat Rations, so I'm going to give it a go. We're keeping our fingers crossed that our rats will stay healthy for as long as possible. And just have a look on the website and see all the wonderful things that are available. And I'll be back with part 2 of this video next week. And I'm going to talk about the beddings and some of the other things we've bought from Rat Rations. So it's bye for now, and go and check out Rat Rations website.